Anyway, I totally disagree with you on Sanders, on Senator Sanders. If he really wants to make a difference, he needs to get back here and do this. Otherwise,
well, okay. If we say he would not be part of an independent Vermont, who would our leaders be?
Well,
whatever the people wanted.
Somebody needs to stand up, maybe
So
run for office.
People who might emerge
from the Second Vermont Republic. Hopefully some people will stand up and start running for the legislature, because we're not getting we need to do that, I think, to stand up and make a difference. It's going to have to happen.
So this March, we may have candidates running for the...
It's a possibility. Yeah, there is a possibility of that happening.
So people can work to put the issue on the town meeting agenda, and people can also work to support independent candidates.
Right, and run and support,
and run themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is a way that people can work for an independent Vermont.
Yes,
within
absolutely.
the system, democratically.
Right, and I think the youth have more power than they realize if they would just investigate that town hall meeting. There's a lot of power in that, and not just for the independence movement, but for whatever issue they want to put on and get spoken out. And they just need to get organized, get their friends in there, and get the stuff on the warning, and they can be heard, and that's important.
Can Vermont be independent if it's not energy and food independent?
Yeah, absolutely. Unquestionably. I mean, you look at Japan, they import all their oil, 98% of their food is imported. I mean, we're never going to be energy independent. I don't think it will ever be food independent, but we still need to trade with other people. An independent Republic of Vermont does not mean we're going to be isolated. It means that we are going to be free people, and we're going to continue to trade with other countries and other states, and I mean, with the United States. And yeah, absolutely we can be. You don't have to be food independent and energy independent to become an independent Republic of Vermont. Just you don't have to have that. We can.
There are many other examples in the world of countries.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Japan's the best
and they have
example.
a lot of them have higher per capita incomes than the United States. So, yeah.
How about an example? Can we give examples close to home where the empire has been failing Vermont?
Well, the Crown Point Bridge, that was the one I wanted to bring up, you know, because the military budget of $650 billion just got passed. Well, the bridge is no money to fix it.
And then I read in the paper that it's going to be a whole year now before that bridge is open again.
So that's one way, and I think it's failing our school systems too. You know, I mean, how much money could we have done for our local schools? And an independent Republic of Vermont could also free the teachers too. I mean, can you imagine if a teacher really was able to teach instead of having all these federal regulations imposed on them? Just to have, you know, and bring back, you know, locally financed schools to the community, so the community has a say again. And
would you continue to homeschool your children if that were the case?
No, because I would have a say again in the local. If we had locally financed schools, and I knew the federal government didn't have their hands in it, and I knew I didn't have to worry about my kids being indoctrinated into military-industrial complex and sent off to war, possibly. No, I would gladly put them in the public school system then, gladly, because I know it's controlled by us, the people of Vermont, and the people of Vermont are good people.
I mean, I guess the hardest thing for people, and me, my wife, is people don't really know the economics of the situation. If somebody was able to sit there and break down, okay, we, as a state in Vermont, I'm going to just make up a number, spend $50 million of our taxpayers' money on the military. And something here, and then if you realize that you're not going to do that anymore, I guarantee you that the amount of money that we spend on stuff that we don't need to survive would make up for the stuff that we need to survive. Schools, bridges, education, healthcare. I mean, there's no question that I mean, what are they spending right now in Iraq? $500 million a month, or wherever, Afghanistan?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, everybody knows that would pay for everybody's health care in the whole United States 10 times over. Okay? All right, so there's one easy solution, and some of that's coming out of our pocket. So if you tax everybody the same as you did, but instead of allocating money for stuff like that, you allocate it for things like health care and schools and bridges, I think you more than would take care of it. Now, once again, I haven't, as they say, put a pencil to it, but I know that the military budget is grotesque, and we're paying for that. I mean, we just signed U.S. government just signed a $10 million contract with General Dynamics for PSYOPs in Europe. And what that is they're getting General Dynamics to go over there and put in newspaper articles and stuff supporting the war, because people in the countries like France and Spain aren't excited about the war in Iraq and Afghanistan anymore. So they're paying General Dynamics to go put false news articles or pump them up about why we need to be over there. That's what our money, that's what our taxpayers' money is being spent on. And why more people aren't enraged about things like this, I just don't understand, okay? So there's $10 million. Of course, it's benefiting General Dynamics of money that I don't want coming out of my paycheck for something like that. There's a lot of things, and people just don't, I mean, nobody knows where their money goes. I mean, we're trying to audit the Federal Reserve, and they don't want us to know. I mean, nobody knows where your dollars go. I mean, is it going to covert operations in Chile? We don't know. But I guarantee you, if we reel in that money, I would bet there's more there for our piece of that we could use for something beneficial to our kids and our way of life here than what it's being used for. And the majority of the people would probably agree. I mean, people, don't want the money used for that. So.
Well, before we end, we should let the people at home know how they can support an independent Vermont if they want to. We have here a token which the Second Vermont Republic has now made up. It's quite heavy. It's an ounce of silver, and it's labeled as a 50 clover. And I think silver is something like $16 an ounce now, and so 50 Vermont clover are worth $16 US. Mm-hmm. And as the US dollar goes down, it may
that will go up.
It may become worth considerably more. And people can make a contribution to the Second Vermont Republic, and for a reasonable contribution, they will receive one of these. How much do they have to?
$50. For
$50, they will receive a 50 clover token. And if you make two $50 contributions, you get 2 tokens, mm-hmm. and three tokens. Mm-hmm. And the more contributions, the better. The more tokens, the better.
There's only going to be 500 of those of the Scott Nearing ones printed, so it can also have collector's value too.
So this is has a picture of Scott Nearing and his name on it. Scott Nearing is a figure from the Vermont past, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, he was the one responsible for, I think it was 1932 to 1952. He brought in the, live local, small is better, anti-imperialistic way of life, and so we feel the Second Vermont Republic has the same similar values as the Scott Nearing, as him and his wife did.
And an important feature to me is that he is credited as being responsible for the migration to Vermont, which changed Vermont from a conservative Republican state, the most Republican state, yes. to the most liberal Democratic mm-hmm. state. Mm-hmm. So that's the one thing I like about Scott Nearing. And so I encourage people to contribute to the Second Vermont Republic so they can receive a token. And they can also listen to your radio program mm-hmm. on the internet.
Right.
And what is the address?
It's freevermontradio.org, and if you go to the page and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the picture of the coin at the bottom, and you can actually click on the coin and you can purchase it online through PayPal, so you can order as many as you want.
So they can use a credit card.
Yes, credit card or a PayPal account and purchase one of those right from free. So go to freevermontradio.org. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the big picture of the coin. You can also go to check out the Vermont Republic site, vermontrepublic.org. I don't think you can purchase them online there, but you can send in the money and do it that way. So either way. Yeah.
And the vermontrepublic.org is not just sending in the money, it's also reading about the issues and in what's
exactly.
being done.
And Thomas Naylor is a fantastic writer when it comes to this. He writes, his writing is just right to the point and direct and straightforward.
Well, I want to thank you for coming today. Dennis, it's been really good talking to you. And Pete, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And this is another month's emission of Vermont Today, and I hope to see everyone again next month. And I want to thank our viewers for tuning in, and tune in again next month for another edition of Vermont Today.